Welcome back to Community Heroes Podcast. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the owner of Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for having me on here. I've been looking forward to it.
Who was the inspiration behind the momentum of Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
Um, I was, there's a lot of different things that went into Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit. And a lot of people don't know the motivation behind it. And I've shared this story before, not a lot, but I've shared it a few times. But one of the big things is I found out about 3 years ago. I'm going to try to make it through this because this is a very tough story for me. I found out about 3 years ago. My oldest daughter was raped when she was 11. And it had a very big impact on me. And we went through a lot of stuff, trying to get through this episode that she had went through. And she ended up going to Chicago for about 5 or 6 months. And during that, and when we took her up there, and I just kind of broke down and I went, dear God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was so angry. And I just wanted to fight. I wanted to get the guy who did this and tear him apart. And I know that wasn't the right thing to do, but I didn't really care about whether it was the right thing to do or not. God literally spoke to me and said, well, if you want to fight, now's the time. Take this tragedy that's happened to your family and turn it into something good and start helping people achieve their dreams. And what Satan came in and meant for a tragedy in my family has turned out to be something wonderful. And that's where Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit came from, is my daughter and the stuff that she went through. And now she is a teacher, graduated college at UMO, and is doing extremely wonderful. And I'm very, very proud of her, what she's been able to accomplish.
What are some of your barriers that you have overcome with the Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
A lot of the stuff I talk about on Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit is a lot of the stuff that I've gone through or I currently go through. Barriers, I guess, would be putting myself out there. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I am an introvert. But people that know me are kind of like, wow, you kind of just go out there and put yourself out there and you're loud and you do all that. But honestly, I enjoy being at home, watching TV, being by myself or with my family. I'm not one to go out and do a whole lot. But it is a persona that I have because it's something I feel like I have to do. When you're a teacher and you do a lot of public speaking, you got to kind of have this bubbly, boisterous attitude about you, or this persona about you. So I guess that's probably the biggest thing I've had to overcome is I want to be an introvert because that's my natural instincts, but really putting myself out there in front of people, and then not really caring what people think about you or what they say about you. Because when you throw yourself out there, people are mean and they want to go after you sometimes. And I really think it's because of their own insecurities. That it's easy to make fun of somebody who's putting themselves out there and doing a lot, trying to help people. And when they're not doing anything and just sitting back and like, well, you know what, let me pull these people down because it's the only way I'm going to lift myself up. And a lot of that happens. And so you just kind of got to, you know what, that's who you are. That's fine. Sometimes the only success some people taste is when they take a bite out of someone's butt. That's successful.
How did you know that you wanted to start this business, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
Like the story I had, I was telling about my daughter. I was reading a book, and it said something about, you got to dream big and you got to pray hard. But, I always thought there was something more to it. And that's where the never quit came in. I think that came from me playing sports growing up. All my coaches and everything, never quit, never quit, never quit. And, it's great to dream big, and that's a big thing. Oh, dream big, and then you have to pray hard to get through the struggles. But, that pray hard, that helps you to never quit. And I've always told, my big thing with dream big, pray hard, never quit is it's the pray hard in the middle that makes your dreams bigger and your never quit stronger.
That's so cool. How many people have you helped with your Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
I have no idea. I get emails through my website. I've had a lot of people contact me, not just in the United States, excuse me, but from around the world. And that is not bragging by any means. This is not something that I have been able to just go out and do. A lot of work has gone into this, but I hope hundreds. I'm gonna be honest. I hope tens of thousands, but I don't know. There's no way I know. I know we've handed out over 50,000 of these wristbands that say "Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit" in over 30 countries around the world.
Speaking about the wristbands, can you tell me more about the wristbands and how people can get them?
Oh yeah, you can go to my website, www.dreambigprayhardneverquit.com, and just send me a message that you want some wristbands. They are free. Now, if I have to send them, I ask for people to pay postage for them. But yeah, I order these and I give them away for free because it's a message that I want to get out around the world.
How did you know you wanted to start the wristbands for your company?
This was actually a student in one of my classes came up with the idea. I was writing a book at the time, and I was a marketing teacher, and they knew I was writing a book. And the book is Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit. And I was like, man, I got to find a way to promote this book. And one of my students said, hey, why don't you get wristbands? And I went, oh, that's actually not a bad idea. So I ordered 200 wristbands, and they were gone in a few hours. And then I went, wow. So then I ordered 3,000. And a week later, they were gone. And I was like, wow, these wristbands are doing pretty well. And it started out to promote the book, but then it became a mantra for people that were going through stuff, and they would wear them all the time. And I mean, I've seen people with my wristbands on that actually they don't have words on them anymore, but they go, oh, this is your wristband. And it's like, well, there's no words on it. I'm like, yeah, but I know what it used to say, and it keeps me going through tough situations. And so I'll just take my wristband off because I always have one on, and I'll give it to them because it makes people realize they can achieve their dreams, and it gives them hope. And that's what the wristbands are for.
Can you tell me about your book, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, and how you wrote it?
Yeah. The first time I wrote the book, it was 250, 300 pages. It was too detailed. I remember reading through it going, man, this book is boring. And I'm the one who wrote it. So I went back through and I really cut it to about 100 pages. And I made it to where it was a testimony about me and my family and what we've been through, and then ways to get through things, to help you achieve your dreams. And that to realize that if you have a dream, it's not going to happen overnight. It is something that you're going to have to work hard at, especially if it's a big dream. Look, if your dream doesn't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. And I always say that. I mean, if you're scared to go out there and accomplish your dream, that's your dream. That's the one you need to go after. That's the one God put in you and said, hey, it's time for you to go after that and achieve your dream. And that's why you got to pray hard and never quit. If you don't have to pray hard and never quit to accomplish your dream, that wasn't much of a dream.
Can you tell me about your podcast, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, when you interview people?
Yeah, actually, all I do is when I interview someone, I actually put the interview on my website so people could see it, much like this, like you're doing. And I also download it in an MP3 form to do a podcast. And the interviews and the podcast are both published on my webpage.
How did you know that you wanted to start a podcast for your company, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
Again, it was students. They would tell me that, oh, coach, I want to watch that interview, but I just don't have time all the time. You should start a podcast. You should start a podcast. So I started the podcast based on the students, and it's done well. I mean, I learn a lot from the people that I'm around, and they teach me a lot. So I kind of go a lot with what they tell me.
Can you talk about your scholarship, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
Yeah, this was the first year we did that, and it was in the midst of all the coronavirus. But this year it was $1,000 scholarship that I had someone donate a large amount of money, and which was a huge help. And we handed out a $1,000 scholarship to Tyler Hughes from Aycock High School, and who is going to University of Mount Olive to wrestle. And I am hoping we can continue to do that every year.
What are some of your future endeavorments with your Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit?
I love public speaking because I love getting this message out to everybody. So, I guess the one thing I really want to do is go out and do more public speaking, speak to anyone I can. I've spoke to crowds of 5 to 6 people, which is not a crowd, up to, 500-600 people. It doesn't really matter how many people. If I can touch or not me, if the message can touch just one person and change their life, everything that I have done with Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit will be a success. I hope we can reach and do much, much more than one person. But, it only takes one person to change the life of hundreds. So if we help one person, I'm very happy.
Where can people find you to book a interview with you?
At my webpage, www.dreambigprayhardneverquit.com. I have learned over my couple years of doing this, I have made my webpage a one-stop shop. You can do everything on that webpage. Get a hold of me, watch the interviews, listen to the podcast, learn about the wristbands. It's all there. Everything is on that webpage.
What advice would you give young people and old people trying to achieve their dreams?
Never give up and to pray hard. I was 35 years old when I went back to college and got my bachelor's degree. I graduated with my bachelor's degree at 37 years old. At 43 years old, I graduated with my doctorate. You're never too old or too young to begin something. My life has changed because I went after a dream 14 years ago. I would not be here talking to you if I would not have chased my dream 14 years ago to graduate from college. And that one thing led me into teaching, which put me into Dream Big, which has changed the direction of my life. And I have never been so fulfilled in my life as I am now.
What are some merchandise that you sell on your website?
Oh, I sell T-shirts, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit T-shirts. I have little things for your phone. I don't even know what you call those, pop sockets. I don't think I'm allowed to call them pop sockets, but phone holders, I don't know. Most of it's T-shirts. You can buy my book there as well. You know, and I use the sales of merchandise to help buy the wristbands. I don't make any money off of Dream Big. Everything that I make goes right back into the company to buy computer stuff, update everything, microphones. I mean, just you name it. Anything that I get from Dream Big goes right back into it so I can spread this message better around the world.
Thank you for your interview. Where can we find you on your social media platforms at?
I do have a Facebook page, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, and Instagram with the same name, and of course my webpage.
And you can also find him on YouTube too at Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit for
You're
his
right.
amazing podcast episodes. You can find Community Heroes on Facebook at Community Heroes, Twitter at com_heroes, Instagram at Community Heroes_NC, and you can find us on YouTube at Community Heroes, and you can search for Community Heroes interviews. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you also can find us on our website at www.communityheroes.net. Thank you, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, for your interview today.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great one.
You too, man. Bless you.